Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Robert Rivera with Who's On First, and today I have a special guest for you. His name is Brent Fountain, and he is part of Warrior Soars. As you can see, I have a baseball about the size of my head there. No, my head's not that big, guys, but Brett's gonna let us know what's going on. So, Brent, introduce yourself.
Thanks, Rob, for having me on. I really appreciate it. Warrior Soar is an organization I became involved with about 3 or 4 years ago, working to get veterans back acclimated to normal life. Right? They have a lot of injuries, a lot of a lot of things that bother them when they come out of the service. They've gone to war, they've had injuries, things like that. One of the biggest things we do is try to focus on ending veterans. It's a huge deal in our country today. Approximately 22 veterans per day commit. We're trying to get that number down to zero, obviously. And the main way we do that is by getting vets out of their house. Organization started in 2017 up in Vermont by a gentleman named Shannon Blake. He's a retired Army major. And he's just started little programs, just taking guys to Vermont hockey games, taking guys out fishing, taking guys out skiing in the wintertime, things like that. And slowly since 2017, the programs have blossomed. We started a little program down here in Texas. The big event we have for these guys, though, is we take them down to Florida, what is now known as the U.S. Open Baseball Fantasy Camp. Over the last 2 years, we've taken 60 veterans between players and umpires to Fort Myers, Florida, to hang out for the week, meet new friends, get reconnected with society. We have people come from all over the country that are selected from all over the country to come to these camps. It's just an amazing week to see these guys reconnect and guys and girls reconnect. We have plenty of females that come down to camp. We had a female umpire a couple of years ago. It's just amazing to see they brighten up. We want them back out into society, being productive members of society as well. We want them to be able to help each other, and that's what it does. And they reconnect and they find new friends from around the country. Maybe they'll go on vacation or something. They'll meet up with them somewhere, things like that.
That's one of the things that I've found with a lot of the veterans. They're quick to help somebody else. They're quick to go towards the fire, the problem, the enemy. But then when it's their turn to get some help or ask for help, they never ask for it. My dad
That's very
suffered for
true.
years. He suffered for years with PTSD. He's a two-tour Vietnam veteran. He retired from his job. We broke open his file and we realized he was never decompressed. He never got his decompression when he came back from Vietnam. And it explained a lot of the anger he had, a lot of the yelling he would do. And it's a lot of the times he was always that guy that would help somebody else, but he never said, he said, hey, I'm fine. I'm okay. I can handle mine. It's okay to, reach out and say, hey, I need some help. And these camps is more than just baseball. It's about getting out there in the world and reconnecting with people.
Absolutely. And I mean, baseball is just what brings us together, right? It's the rest of the week. I mean, they play 2 7 inning games a day, Monday through Saturday, but it's the other times, the dinners, the just sitting around in between games, eating lunch, pregame in the locker room, things like that. After the games in the locker room, having drinks in the locker room, and that's stuff you don't normally see. But I mean, that's what happens in the real locker room, and that's what they try to make the whole camp about. And it really is. It's this camp especially. My dad started going back in the '90s, and he went every year. I ended up being able to go his last year. 2001 was my first year. I haven't been every year since then. I've been probably maybe 6, 7 times since then. But old pros that just love the game and just want to be there and just want to share their love of baseball. And believe me, they support the veterans as much as they can. I mean, we get them to come to our golf tournaments, things like that. We have guys, golf tournament in Vermont, golf tournament in Cape Cod, one here in San Antonio, Georgia, just outside Atlanta, and one in outside of Cleveland. These guys will come and they'll support our golf tournaments, and it's great to have them come back out, and just fun to sit there and talk with for hours on end when there's nothing else going on, but just sitting at the bar or by the pool or something and just hanging out. It's cool.
And sometimes it's really great to hear some of these old stories. I was lucky enough yesterday to meet Lou Piniella, sweet Lou Piniella, and I was able to sit there and talk to him, and he loved a lot of the stories of my childhood in Yankee Stadium, and a lot of the stuff he never even realized what's going on in the stadium in the stands because he was so focused on the game. And I told him, yeah, when I used to do this, I was at this game and I was he goes, yeah, I remember that. And I remember this and I remember. And I'm like, yeah. I said, yeah. And then we had Freddie Says. I don't know if anybody remembers Freddie Says from your old Yankee Stadium. Was an older gentleman, used to walk around with a sign and a little pan and a big spoon, and he hang on the spoon. And he said that little banging on the spoon, the players would hear it in the dugout. He says, I know they hear it and it would motivate them, and it's just like it's that little pot, and you're sitting there going, I'm motivating a Yankee. You bing, 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 and you hit it 3 times with the pot. And Freddie Says always had a little saying, but if you're a veteran and you want to get some help, guys, don't be afraid to go and do it because your country asked you for your help, and now it's your turn to get that help back in turn, and not just from a psychiatrist, but somebody who's been there, that has done it and has been alongside with you. Maybe not yesterday, but for tomorrow. There's plenty of veterans out there. If you need that help,
we have a website, warriorsoar.org. If you go there, there's resources, things like that. There's a contact sheet on there. You can sign up to become a member. No cost to become a member. We are trying to grow the organization. San Antonio is kind of like the first test run, I guess you would say, to where we start hosting events like they do in Vermont. I'm building a database of things to be able to help local people here in San Antonio, or nationally, if we can build that national database of the right people to talk to, not just say, oh yeah, you need to go talk to the VA. Well, no, you want to go talk to this person at the VA because that person knows what they're doing.
right?
Other organizations that can help us. We work with other organizations. It's not a one size fits all for every organization. I mean, we don't offer any direct like counseling or anything like that, but we do offer peer to peer counseling. Sit here and just like you and I are talking, somebody call me up, we can talk, say, hey, I can't, I can be an ear to listen to, right? I can, be a shoulder to cry on, anything like that. So that's kind of the services that we do. But like I said, the events and stuff, we've gone to XFL football games here in San Antonio. We've done tailgates. Like I said, we're doing a golf tournament coming up. So we're trying to do the indoor outdoor activity type based, go on hunts, things like that down here in Texas is what the plan is. So if they get signed up and reach out, and we'll get the list together and start emailing people and see what they want to do, because that's what also we want to do. We want to see what they want to do, not just what we think is fun. So everybody has different ideas of fun.
Yeah, fishing. I always call it the poor man psychiatrist. It's what fishing is all about. You can't afford $100 an hour for a psychiatrist, but I can take a rod and go cast out there for an hour in the water, and it costs me nothing, especially if I didn't put any bait on the hook. And then you get to sit there and ponder, hey, what is life all about? What's going on? Why is this? Why is that? And instead of being in your house and letting the squirrels run around in your head, you could be out in the water. And maybe, God will send you a message. You get an eagle, you'll get a fish or something. Maybe you'll go up and a fish will come up and let you pet him. Who the heck knows? Oh, man. So, I mean, now you also do umpire.
I'm a high school umpire here in San Antonio. I do a little bit of JUCO ball up in West Texas. But primarily I'm a high school guy. I've been doing it since I was 18. So 35 plus years. I enjoy the hell out of it. It keeps me close to the game. Got the best seat in the house every game. I mean, sitting back behind the plate, we catch some grief every now and again, but
who doesn't?
For me, it's fun. It keeps me connected to my dad. That's my dad got me into it years ago, and we lost him, right after the turn of the century. But it's just so calming and relaxing to be out there and watch the kids be successful most of the time. I mean, obviously, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose, but if they're having a good time, they're enjoying their teammates, things like that. I think in the end, everybody wins. Are we going to get every call right? No, absolutely not. But we do our best, and nobody hurts more than we do when we do screw it up, when we know we screw it up. As an umpire, we're not there to see anybody win or lose. We're just there to give it a fair game, keep the integrity of the game intact, and we're there. That's why we do it.
That was when you say we make a mistake and we carry it and we know we made a mistake. I'm still upset over a game maybe 15 years ago where I got hit by a ball with bases loaded, and I had to advance the runners, and I was so upset with myself. I was so upset because I tried it. I tried everything I could. I went left, I went right, and I went up, and it hit me in the bottom of my heel on my right foot, and I was so upset. And they were like, "Come on, Blue," and I'm like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "But now I got to advance everybody," and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, I was
Yeah,
like, until this day, I'm
it
still
happens.
upset over that. Because when I went to the Wendelstadt school, they said this is what happens if an umpire gets hit prior to the defense, and we were like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, so the rule is don't get hit." We were like,
Yep.
Okay, don't. All right, I got it. Don't get hit. All right, and I got hit. So it's if anybody knows the Wendelstadt school, they also do a lot of stuff with the Wounded Warrior. They do Wounded Warrior at the school, and you can sign up for that. There's going to be
Mhm.
information in this show underneath. Yeah, I mean, I wish you luck, Brent, with this whole thing in Texas, and I hope you guys have really good success. If you're a veteran, please, 22 a day. It's a terrible number. That number's drilled in my head now. If you need help, don't be afraid to reach out. You know, you helped our country. You helped stand behind that flag and be proud of it, and turn around and say, "Hey, now I need some help." And if it's just
Absolutely.
a 5-minute talk, a 2-minute phone call, maybe just a word, a kind word. Yesterday, I was so humbled. Spoke to a gentleman, called me up out of nowhere. He says, "Rob, you're watching the World Series." I said, "I am." And he goes, "Who you going for?" I said, "I'm going for the Diamondbacks." He goes, "I'm going for the Rangers." And I said, "How you doing?" He goes, "I'm good." And then you hear his dad, and he goes, "Oh, this is Rob Rivera's the guy," because his video of umpire school, I went to umpire school, and he goes, and it saved my life. And to hear that my video to go to umpire school and show him what it was all about saved his life.
Yeah,
I, you
absolutely.
something that I never thought I would be doing is to save somebody's life by doing one of these videos. I do this show because of one kid. If he's my only view, I'm good with it. He's my first fan. He's my #1 guy. And, I talk to him occasionally, and I tell you, he's the only one I do this show for. And
Yeah.
I have so many viewers and so many subscribers, and he's it. So I mean, there's a whole mess of baseballs back there. What you got? What you got in that little case there?
Oh boy, let's see.
Uh-oh.
But a lot of them are ones from Fantasy Camp. I got Bill Monboquet, Louis Tiant. Louis Tiant is a great dude, man. That dude is freaking amazing. I got Ted Williams ball.
Ted Williams.
I'm a Red Sox fan, if you didn't know. By the Yaz picture back there. Brooks Robinson, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
I got some big umpire balls for me. A first state tournament for me. Umpires from Fantasy Camp. They signed the ball for me. So Johnny Pesky.
Pesky pole.
What's that? The Pesky
Pesky
pole.
pole,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Burt Blyleven, Bob Stanley, Bobby Dillard, Spaceman Lee. Still
Space.
pitching today, right?
He was with the Savannah Bananas for a little bit.
Yeah.
He did a little thing. He had a stroke on the field or something.
He had a heart attack on the field. Actually, after that, we were down there for Fantasy Camp in January. He came down there and he was playing. He's still playing. He doesn't come to Fantasy Camp anymore, but he's playing. That's all he does is play baseball. He says years ago when he used to come to Fantasy Camp, it was a story. I can't remember what team he was with, but they cut him or something, and he's like, I can still pitch. I was like, sorry, Bill. He says, nope, this is it. I'm playing baseball till I die on the field.
Yeah,
And he almost did. But I foresee that he will eventually because he's always playing in men's league. He's always playing down in Florida, Arizona, playing in tournaments. I think he still lives in Vermont, somewhere up there. But he's a character for sure.
Yeah. After he had that little stroke, put him in an ambulance. He wouldn't let them leave because he said he was fine. He said, "Check me out. I'm going to go back out there. I'm going to get 3 outs." And they wouldn't let him back on the field. And he was mad. They said, "No, you're going to the hospital." He said, "No, He goes, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get out there. I want my 3 outs. And then I go to the hospital. And they were like, no, you're not leaving the ambulance. That's the type of guy that's gonna die on the field. When he says he's dying on the
Exactly.
field, he's not kidding. He's gonna be dying on the field.
I mean, he's got to be damn near 80 now, I think. I
Yeah.
don't know, but and he hits. The guy can hit too. I mean, he's a good ball player.
I saw him in the stands. We were down in Daytona when the Tortugas play, and it was the Savannah Bananas. And I saw him in the stands. He was sitting there, and I saw the uniform, and I looked, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's Bill Lee. And then I look, and there he is. He's got a tall boy, and he's drinking it. I'm like, all right. I was like, wow. And then next thing I know, they introduce him. And he's gonna go pitch, and I'm like, well, look at this. And it's funny, people walk right by him. I had the same experience I got to meet Manny Sanguillen with the Pittsburgh Pirates that played with Roberto Clemente on Roberto Clemente Day. And he was sitting at a table, people were just walking right by him. And I'm like a little 14-year-old girl with a brand new iPhone. I got to meet Manny Sanguillen. It's amazing stuff. So, I mean, you need some help in your camp. That was one of the things that we reached out. You needed some help with some umpires or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm taking nominations kind of right now. When I put out the email originally, the post on Facebook, I got about 40 people that responded, which is amazing. But we can always use more. We won't take everybody this year for sure, because we only use about 12 umpires or so, 10 to 12, depending on how many teams. No, if we raise more money, we can bring more people. That's the good thing about it, especially with umpires.
Right.
Really up to 6 on the field. We don't need 6 on the field at fantasy camp because not very many people hit the ball to the outfield, to be honest with you.
If somebody wants to donate, they can just go to the website there.
They can go to the website and donate there. If they want to be nominated, if they want to nominate themselves, that's fine. Just go to the website, sign up, and send me an email, Brent@warriorsoar.org.
Okay.
Say they're interested. And we haven't done the selection process for this year yet, so there's still time to sign up for this year. And we're looking at mid-November for starting to do the selection process. I want to reach out to everybody individually. We might do kind of like a lottery system, like a little spin the wheel of fortune type thing or something, where we just give everybody an equal chance to get selected. So we'll see how it goes. See what in the end we get as many down there as we can. If anybody's interested in going as a player, let me know that as well, because we can send we sent 20 players the last 2 years and 10 umpires each year. So this year we might bump the umpires up a couple to 12, I think, depending on how we do raising money, because that's what it comes down to. Is we have to pay for them to get down there. They don't pay anything except for what they want to drink and what they want to buy their souvenirs. So we have events planned for them every night. They don't have pay for dinner. If they want extra food, yeah, they can buy that, but drinks, that's about it. That's all they have to pay for.
Okay. All right.
But just reach out, Brent@warriorsoar.org, or go to the website, warriorsoar.org. Thankful for the opportunity to come out here, Robert.
Absolutely.
And share a little bit about the organization and try and help another veteran out there that might be in need.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Brett, thank you for being on. Don't run away after this, but I got something to show you. But listen, I thank you for being on. I wish you guys luck. As we always say here on Who's On First, keep swinging.
If you like the show, please do me a favor. Subscribe. Right. You see it? It's right there. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget, put that bell on. It'll ding you when I put something else on, all right?